Right now at 6 on Connecticut's news station, the FBI said it appears one man was trying to assassinate Donald Trump. If true, that would be the second time in as many months. We'll tell you how lawmakers in Connecticut are reacting.
Michelle Trones is expected to be back in a courtroom this morning. The charge she's facing as she serves time for her conviction in the Jennifer Dulos case.
And we've learned that Tito Jackson has died at the age of 70. We'll have more on his life and career ahead.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
6 o'clock. Good morning. Happy Monday. We hope all of you had a great weekend. We're glad you're starting your new week off with us. I'm Eric Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning. Let's start with a forecast so you can plan your day as we get over to meteorologist Matt Scott. The dry, sunny weather has continued as planned. And how long are we going for?
Let's see. I think we're in double digits now, and I think it goes on a few more, believe it or not. But
so October 31st.
But let's go with November just to be safe. All right.
Okay. Sweet.
Good morning to you. Not going to happen now. Sorry. We actually do finally have some changes in the long-range forecast that may bring us a little rain, but in the meantime, still looking, feeling fine. A little patchy fog out there this morning, reducing visibility in some spots. We'll check in with Reach, see what it's doing on the traffic cameras in a moment. Other than that, looking pretty good. Flow is out of the northeast, and really not a lot to worry about. Down to the south, clouds get a little thicker, especially over the Carolinas. There's your next weather maker potentially in the form of not quite a tropical storm, but close. Kind of has that organization. We'll talk about Helene, or the potential to be named Helene, in a little while. 52 in Hartford, 56 in New Haven, 53 in Groton. Your dew points very comfortable out there in the 40s and the mid 40s to mid 50s, let's call it. So a little bit of low cloudiness out there in spots. Don't worry about it. We'll burn it off. Temperatures still off to the races as we get into the low 80s again today. 83 yesterday. I felt every one of those degrees at the beach. I hope you spent some time outside this weekend. Talk about how long this is going to last and when those aforementioned changes are coming. That's coming up. No changes when we turn to camera number, what number is that over there?
3.
3? That's what I thought.
Okay.
Camera number 3 always has Rachel Piscatelli standing by with a look at traffic.
It
Good
does.
morning.
All right. Good morning here. We are following an issue over in Orange this morning on the Merritt Parkway. A portion of this is going to be closed because of a 3-vehicle crash. So this is occurring within the last couple of minutes here. So out by exit 55B and 56, you will need to seek an alternative route to get around this. This portion is closed again this morning. So 95 will be your best bet, or Route 1 to get around this crash. Otherwise, we are following this vehicle fire over on the eastbound side of 84 in Cheshire this morning. This has been out here for several hours, out by exit 26. 2 lanes are blocked this morning as they are working on clearing the scene. It involved a tractor trailer. 2 lanes are open. So you're going to see some delays in the area as volume begins to build now. Tim and Erica, good morning.
Good morning. Former President Donald Trump said he is safe and well this morning after what the FBI is calling an apparent assassination attempt yesterday afternoon. If so, it's the second one in just over 2 months. Now, here's what we know about what happened. It was at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. U.S. Secret Service agents fired gunshots at a man who they say they spotted in the bushes, pointing an AK-style rifle through a fence and some shrubs that line the course. Officers found 2 backpacks, a scope, and a GoPro camera where that rifle was seen, where that person was set up.
What they do is they have an agent that jumps 1 hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel, stick it out of the fence, and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off.
Now, police said that man with a gun tried to get away in a black SUV, but a witness reported the license plate to police. Officers said they were able to find the man and detain him. Well, members of both parties came out quickly to express their relief that Trump is okay, as we wait to learn more about how and why this possible second assassination attempt happened.
Yeah, Fox 61's Angela Bavara was joining us live right outside the Capitol in Hartford with more reaction. Angela, good morning.
Erica, Tim, good morning. And the main message, the same from Democrats and Republicans this morning as they denounce any kind of political violence. Democrats also reiterating what they say is a need for tighter gun laws.
But this is also an assassination attempt on a person's life, and that person is the leader of a party who refuses to change gun laws.
I see it as an issue of violence, and I really see it as an issue of rhetoric that we've seen in the country more than anything else.
The chair of Connecticut Democrats, Nancy DiNardo, put out a statement as well following this shooting in Florida, writing, quote, "We are glad that Donald Trump is safe after gunshots were fired in his vicinity. AK-47 style rifles are weapons of war, and it is past time to enact sensible gun safety reforms." The Connecticut Senate Republicans caucus also putting out a statement that reading, quote, "This is yet another sad day for our country. This is yet another day which could have been far more tragic. We again thank God it was not. Violence has no place in politics." Political leaders also say this incident really highlights the division we're seeing in this country right now leading up to the election. Those political leaders pleading with people to really respect each other's differences and convey those opinions at the ballot box and not through violence. We're live in the capital city this morning. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, Angela, thank you. And you can stay with us for the latest on here. This what appears to be, again, using the FBI's words, an apparent assassination attempt in Florida. You can get updates on the go with the Fox 61 app. You can use the QR code on your screen to download it now if you don't already have it.
Today, Michelle Trones is going to be back in court for a contempt charge that was tacked on by the judge during her conspiracy trial earlier this year.
Yeah, she's accused of displaying sensitive documents on her computer for anyone to see during that trial. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is here in the studio with us with more on today's hearing. Brooke, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you. Well, depending on how today's court appearance goes for this contempt charge, Michelle Trones could potentially add yet another conviction to her record. She's already serving 14 and a half years for her conspiracy trial earlier this year. She pleaded not guilty to contempt back in July, but so far the attorneys haven't come up with an agreement on how exactly to move forward from this. Michelle Trones sat in a Stamford courtroom for 7 weeks at the beginning of the year. She was convicted on all charges connected with the disappearance and presumed murder of Jennifer Farber-Dulos back in 2019. Trones' boyfriend at the time and Jennifer's estranged husband, Fotis Dulos, was charged with murder. He killed himself a short time after he was charged. During her trial, she was charged with contempt of court due to having a sealed document up on her computer that was in a pretty large font. Prosecutors said the documents had to do with the divorce between Jennifer and Fotis Dulos. The documents were reportedly visible to those who were sitting in the gallery and by that live stream camera that was set up behind her for the duration of that. The first contempt appearance only lasted about 2 minutes before the judge moved the case to today's date. It's expected the attorneys will try to work out a resolution today. Her attorney has filed many motions, including hearing testimony of the camera operator, and wants a clarification of the exact wording of that contempt charge. Now, we could see a new attorney that's representing Trones today. Back in July, she asked for a public defender instead to take her case because she can no longer afford to pay a private firm. We will follow this, of course, throughout the day while she's in court and then have that out to you later on. Eric and Tim, back to you.
New this morning, Tito Jackson has died at the age of 70. He was the third oldest in the Jackson family and was a member of the Jackson 5. So he helped that group launch such huge hits as ABC, I'll Be There, and I Want You Back. Well, Tito was one of the least heard members of the group. He was a background singer who played guitar. Workers at the Omni New Haven Hotel are expected to end their strike and head back to work today, even though they don't have a new contract. Union leaders said negotiations with the hotel will continue this morning. Now, they had been on the picket lines since Thursday, demanding better working conditions and equitable pay. We don't know exactly why they chose to end their strike, but we do know back on Friday, our Julia LeBlanc reported that the union said it wouldn't stop until they felt they've been heard.
Well, people from across the state turned out yesterday to honor the memory of Hartford detective Robert Bobby Garton, who was killed in the line of duty last September. A fundraiser was held at Illicit Brewery in Manchester to raise money for the memorial fund started in Garton's name. Garton's family says the fund is going to support several causes to continue his mission of compassion and generosity.
We're definitely just going to the causes that he would have donated to or helped out. So we really worked at fallen officers. Obviously, that's like number one big cause that we're doing. We'd love to start sending some people to get a captain's license because that's what he always wanted to do. We're looking at aquariums to keep them going because they rely on so many donations. So really, anything that pops up that we think, that aligns with Bobby and what he would have done, I think that's what we would totally donate to.
You can find more information about how to support the Detective Bobby Garton Memorial Fund. They're on our links page on our website. Just head to fox61.com. And first responders came together in Newington yesterday to remember Officer Peter Lavery. He died in the line of duty nearly 20 years ago. Every year since his death, first responders participate in a motorcycle event in Newington to pay tribute to his legacy. Rocky Hill officers took part and shared these photos with us. The department wrote on social media that the event honors the courage and sacrifice of those who serve.
Well, officials are set to take a deeper look into the Titan submersible implosion.
The Coast Guard wants to find out what happened that may have caused the deadly implosion.
Also, we'll take a closer look at the potential causes of kids not getting routine childhood vaccinations as much as they have in the past.
Boston radio legend Joe Castiglione announces his plans for the future, what the 77-year-old is expected to do after the season ends.